This is the story of the Grange. Hello, I'm Joanna Lumley. I'm a patron of the Grange in Bookham, Surrey, and I'd like to tell you our story. The Grange is a charity that supports people with disabilities to live independently by offering high-quality housing and training and facilitating paid or voluntary work. Our aim is to provide opportunities for people with disabilities to achieve their potential and live as independently as possible. The Grange today is home for 80 people, and up to 30 more join us for our day services. Some live in Gloucester Lodge, which is a residential care home. Others live independently or in supported living arrangements in accommodation either on or off the main site. For our residents and others who come in during the day, we provide a range of skills training. This includes creative arts and textiles, catering and cooking, horticulture, woodworking and work experience. It all started when in 1927 Miss Julia Sweet established a training school of stitchery and lace in Leicester for nurses injured in the Great War. The school's reputation grew, and its high-quality work soon became known to Queen Mary and the royal family. Here is a request in 1932 from Princess Elizabeth's nurse for the school to copy a frock for the young princess. The school needed to expand, and its trustees set upon looking for a new home. During a chance walk down Rectory Lane upon a visit to the Bookham area for a local wedding, a large house for sale, the Grange, was spotted. This had been bought in 1897 by a London solicitor and Epsom Justice of the Peace, Arthur Bird. He became Great Bookham's last Lord of the Manor, and he donated the old barn hall to Great Bookham, which is used as the village hall to this day. He had the boundary between Great and Little Bookham altered, so that his house could be in Great Bookham. In 1898, he had added the ballroom and conservatory to the Grange, with their eye-catching stained glass windows, which still feature today. Arthur Bird died in 1931. His family had moved out of the Grange. In 1938, the trustees of Miss Julia Sweet's school bought it for £5,000. So, the School of Stitchery and Lace was established at Bookham. The royal connection was maintained and strengthened during this period. One notable success was in 1952, when a nightdress was commissioned for Her Majesty Queen Mary, grandmother of our present Queen. She liked it so much that she ordered 12 more. And here is a later letter of commendation from Mrs. Franklin D. Roosevelt. 1953 was the school's Silver Jubilee, and a photograph album was presented to the school to commemorate this. That was also the year in which the school was recognised by the Ministry of Labour as a sheltered workshop. During this time, Princess Alice, the Duchess of Gloucester, became a royal patron. And now we can hear from Peggy Brooks, who came here in 1955.
Peggy Brooks, and I came in Halloween, October 1955. I came with my mother and we had some lunch, and straight away I went into the workroom. And when work was finished, somebody produced a broom to sweep the workrooms, which of course we did in those days. Yeah, we used to do household chores before we went to work, which we went in at 9 o'clock, and we worked until 1, and then we had a break of 2 hours, an hour for lunch, and in that time we had to do the washing up, and then we had an hour where we had to go out and be in the fresh air. So some of us used to go to the village or do all sorts of things around the grounds. And that went on, come rain or shine. Well, we all lived together in the main house. There was about 30 of us. And the bedrooms upstairs, I think, yes, 3 of the rooms housed 5 of us, and they were called dormitories. They all had colour names. And then we had staff living upstairs. We only had 2 loos, believe it or not, and a bathroom up there that we all shared. And then downstairs, where the conference room is that they've sectioned off, that was a big bedroom that 10 people in wheelchairs slept in. So it was first one up in the morning so that everybody could get out of bed. And we did have a few people that used to go upstairs that were in wheelchairs, and they used to go up on their bottoms at night to bed, and then in the morning when the gong went for breakfast they slid down the banisters because well, they did if you were late for breakfast, and if you were late for breakfast then you went without. Oh yes, you had to go. Yes, well she was then the Duchess of Gloucester. She became patron, I think it was 1953, and I believe it was 56, 57, she came and visited us for the first time, and we met her. She was quite young then. And then after that, well, before I came, we used to do a lot of work. Queen Mary's nighties and underclothes, I think, were made here. And then, of course, when she became our patron, the Duchess, we used to do work for her. And every year, that was when Miss Sydney Smith was here, and Miss Cram took over afterwards and she went. They used to go up every Christmas and take cases of, articles that we'd made here, and she used to choose her Christmas presents. They used to come back and then we used to make, a repeat of what she'd already seen.
I'm Maddie Pankers, and I've been at the Grange for 29 years, since I was 16. When I first came to the Grange, I had to learn to do my training, like to learn how to do my housework, how to manage my money, and to learn to do cooking, and to learn to train on the buses as well. So when I first went on the bus, I was very terrified, and when I got off the bus I felt so proud of myself. And I did all my training, and I did textiles, like I did 3 months training doing needlework, and I did like gardening, and I did a bit of dressmaking with Angela.
We value our continuing links with the worshipful companies who've supported the charity. In particular, the Broderers, which reflects the importance of our needlecraft activity. In 1988, the Duchess of Gloucester opened a refurbished and renamed Gloucester Lodge. In 1993, a horticulture department was established, and 2 young men started to work at the Grange, the first of an ever-growing number of male residents. Woodworking followed in 2004. The Creative Arts and Textiles Department was officially reopened and dedicated to the memory of Princess Alice, the late Duchess of Gloucester, by the curator of the Royal School of Needlework in 2005. It is a worthy modern-day successor to the School of Stitchery and Lace.
Katie, let's see what we've got here. Can you sort these coins out into £2 coins, £1 coins, 50p coins?
Our horticulture department provides plants and produce for sale and makes excellent use of the Victorian walled garden, a feature of the site bought by our predecessors in the early years of the development of the Grange. Its latest venture is to take on beekeeping.
This is woodwork. We make things like wheelbarrows and robin boxes, and we do bird boxes. And also we do requests, and down to boss bird box which we made from woodwork, and it's to hang up in the tree for the birds could have for lots of seeds, and the robin can especially have a good old time.
The main kitchen was refurbished thanks to a grant from the Worshipful Company of Cooks. Our catering department provides the scones for Simply Scones, open for afternoon tea and scones at the Grange, and the refreshments for the Meeting Place, a Bookham Church coffee shop. And we have opened a shop on Bookham High Street, the Grange at number 5, to sell a range of products we make with a workshop attached. Since 1999, we have no longer operated a sheltered workshop, but instead now provide training and support for 32 people to enter employment, whether on a paid or voluntary basis.
Morning, I work at Post and Lacy, and I do a lot of needlework up there, and I do lots of like curtains, like cushions, like chair backs, tie backs, that sort of thing. So I've been there for 2 years next month on the 7th of May.
His Royal Highness the Duke of Gloucester to open the Acorns in Post House Lane, providing accommodation for 8 of our service users in the centre of Bookham, as we look to provide even more opportunities for people needing support to live in the community.
And it's a very big step for me to move off site, and I'm really looking forward to it, to be more independent and to learn more different things.
So today we are very much part of the local community. We work closely with relatives and volunteers, and with our local authority partners and those organisations and individuals whose support and donations enable us to enhance the lives of people whose care, support and development are entrusted to us.
Since then, we've grown quite rapidly. We service about 100 people a day who access our skills and activities programme on site and off site. We also have 17 people in residential care, and that unit was refurbished last year so that it's now 3 group homes instead of 1 big residential care unit. We have 43 tenants living on site in supported living, 14 people in Bookham in supported living, and we have a house in Epsom now which was donated to us kindly by the Epsom Rotary Club. I'm Sally Lines, I'm the Chief Executive at the Grange. Gloucester Lodge is now 3 group homes, residential care group homes, called Maples, Willows and Cedars. We've also grown in our skills and activities range of what we offer. So we have a shop in Dorking now called Inspirations. We have a cafe in Dorking where people go and have work experience and train in customer skills. As part of that, we've struck up a really beneficial partnership with Waitrose, who run 6-week training courses of people we support. A recent venture and one that we're developing is a fudge making enterprise where we're making the fudge and we'll be selling it online via our website. We have a range of work experience and volunteer placements ongoing as well. What are you making?
Well, we're doing for our was it as the employment skills development.
Got that now level with that one. Okay. So now if you type in Friday morning like you did before.
Our major challenge coming up is to refurbish the main house. The main house is a Victorian house. It's not designed for wheelchair users or people with mobility issues. And the whole of the upstairs currently is unusable and inaccessible for people we support. We'd really like to change that. We have a very healthy waiting list at the Grange. We've got many people who'd like to come and access skills and activities here. And by going upstairs and levelling the floors, raising the ceilings and making the space more usable, we'll be able to create 40 new places in skills and activities alone, as well as benefiting many of the people who already come and access our services at the Grange. There's a magic about the Grange, and the best way to pick up on that is to come and visit us. So if you're interested in knowing more, please look at the website, but you can also come to one of our visitors' days that we hold regularly through the year. We'd love to see you here. Thank you.